Hello everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is for you. I'm Sunflower Dawn, but you can call me Sunny D. Today I want to show you what is in my makeup bag, my semi-minimalist makeup bag. I'm pretty sure I got this case for free. Who hasn't, one of those free gifts at Sephora or Ulta, one of those places. That's where I got this. So let's go ahead and open it up. This might be a little loud. Just put it to the side. So the chronology of what I'm going to show you is going to be what I apply to my face first. So typically I will do foundation and overall skin first, and then I'll move into my eyebrows, eyelids, lashes, and then I might finish with a lip. Usually a liquid lipstick, hand gloss, or something like that. So the first thing I will show you is the foundation that I've been loving. And this is Adele Powder Foundation. It's a really good company that I've been happy to get behind. They have clean ingredients, and that has been a goal of mine for the past few years, to just ditch and switch things as I run out. And I want things that have just better ingredients, things that aren't as toxic on the body, which just overall will help my hormones and my health. So you can't go wrong with that. So I have the shade 03, and you just open it up. There's a little dial. Just like so. And you can take the cap and you just tap, tap, tap. And it leaves you with some in the lid. And you can even do a spot placement with this and really concentrate it if you have some type of a blemish or redness where you don't want it. So I'll show you how I do that. You just do a little tap onto your finger, and then let's just say I had something here. I could just tap it and then just kind of stipple it. Covers it up. If I'm doing a full face, I can take a brush like this, which is, I think this is considered a kabuki brush. So something just fluffy and wide, which covers a lot of surface area, so you can apply it quickly, because I'm all about quick. I don't like to take time to do a super intense makeup. It's very intimidating to me. So you just go like this, and then you just swipe it all over. And if there's any other spots, like I mentioned, where there's redness, you can do that concentration technique, and it works like a concealer. So I'm loving this. This is the second little container I've bought of this in a couple years, so I think I go through this maybe once a year, maybe every year and a half. Although, you know what, I think I went through my first container a lot faster because I think I dropped it was open and then I lost a bunch. So this lasts a long time. I also bought the cream foundation from them in the shade 03, but I'm just not a huge fan. Not of Adele's cream foundation, but I think just a cream foundation in general. It just feels a little heavier on the face, so I prefer the powder. Since we're talking about facial makeup, the next thing I will show you is something that I don't use too often. But this is the Morphe contour palette, and it has some great shades in here, so why don't I go ahead and open that up. This I will probably never run out of because I rarely use it. So we have all of the bronzing shades over here and the highlighting shades over here. And as you can see, it's very full. I don't use this often unless I feel like I'm really pale or something. So, you know, I might dust some over my forehead or over my nose, but if I try to do the traditional contour placement, it tends to make my face look a little bit gaunt, and it already does, so I prefer to not accentuate that. Thank you very much. But this is powdery, which I like. Like I said, I love lightweight feeling on my face. Set that on the side, and I'll show you my blush next. Alright, this is the Beauty Counter blush. It's a powder blush, and I've had this for about 5 years. Still going strong. As you can see, I have quite a bit in here, but it's making its way. Yeah, I think this is the shade Melon, which is a decent shade for me, and I've always wondered this, but I never knew why having multiple shades of blush was a thing. You know, it's like you find one, just like your foundation, and you just wear it. But I don't know, I think maybe some people like to get really bold with it at times, and I just haven't found the need to do that yet. So this I just apply with a little blush brush. It's very simple, just one of these. And if I am gonna do blush, it's just a couple little swipes. Pat, 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 pat. Sometimes I do it on the bridge of my nose, like a little dot or two. But that's about it. Keeps it really, really simple. Okay, after my face is done, then I go into my brows, and for my brows I just use eyeshadow, and I believe I use the shade, this shade up here, I think. Yes, this shade right here is what I use for my brows, and this shade I'll use for my lower lash line. Sometimes I'll use a couple of these more orangey shades if it's a fall-ish look, but as much as I love them, they can make my eyelids look a bit red, and it just makes me look a lot more tired. So be careful with orangey shades. They could do the opposite when you're trying to look better, and then it just makes you look sleepy and worse, so don't make that mistake. This shade is completely gone because I dropped this palette and it crumbled away. But these two I do use. This one I'll use for under my brow to kind of highlight it a little bit. And this one I'll use as my base shade over my entire eyelid. So that's that palette. This is the Too Faced Natural Matte Palette. I think I got this at TJ Maxx. So is it real Too Faced? I don't know. I hope it is. I will probably upgrade to something from Adele once I run out of this, but I've had this for 7 years. Yeah, I think it's been 7 years now. So I don't know if it's bad to hold on to makeup that long, but I would imagine if I'm cleaning my brushes and, keeping things sanitary, I haven't had any adverse reactions yet, so I guess it's fine. Alright, the next thing I will show you is my favorite eyeliner. This is not a clean beauty brand, just like the Too Faced and the Morphe isn't, but like I said, it takes me forever to run out, so I'll probably switch over once I'm finally out, but I really hope that those new ones, like something from Adele, performs like this CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus. I don't need a pencil sharpener. I don't get shavings in my eye. It's just a really easy twisting motion will release more of the product, and it just it goes on my eyelid really easily, so I highly recommend this one. Once my eyeliner's on, then I go into curling my lashes, and having an eyelash curler is just, it's essential. You just need one. Have you ever put mascara on and your eyelid or your lashes just stick straight out? It's so frustrating. So that's what mine do. But I just have this little eyelash curler. It makes a big difference. But if you're going to use one of these, just be gentle, because they're a little intimidating, and eyelashes are so fragile. So we definitely don't want to break them off. My mascara of choice is this Honest Extreme Length Mascara, where it has a primer and it also has the mascara in just one tube, because like I said, I'm minimal and the least amount of things in my bag, the better. So let's take a look at the primer side. This is just a creamy formula. It's got a little wand like so, and this goes on first. Sometimes I like to let it dry before I put the mascara on, but it just kind of depends on how much time I have. The mascara side has a slightly different looking brush. So it's a little more angled, kind of has a tapered edge, and it almost looks like a really, really narrow isosceles triangle. So I love this stuff. It doesn't shed. It doesn't leave me looking like a raccoon throughout the day. And even when one of these tubes is going on a couple months old, it still is not very clumpy. So I highly recommend this one, and this is part of the clean beauty category. I like that I can find this at Target, so when I run out, it's a quick, easy replenishment, and I don't have to wait for it to be ordered. So that's another huge bonus for me. My next few things I have in here, let's see, oh my goodness. When I was talking about brows, I forgot to show you that after I put that eyeshadow into my brows, using this brush, I'll use the angled tip in that eyeshadow palette, and I'll just brush in, fill in my brows. Once they look full enough, then I apply this and I just brush them up so they look kind of fluffy. And it's just this gel. This is really gluey, guys. Like, it's no joke when they say it is brow glue. If I put too much, I can feel my brows almost have like this rigidness to them, so it feels like my forehead expressions are kind of dulled a little bit. So this stuff is good. If you want something that lasts all day, this is great. It's the NYX V Brow Glue. That's what that one's called. And you can also get that at Target. I think that's where I got that. I have a little set of tweezers, cute little tweezers, about 1.5 inches long. Perfect size to keep in here for brows, and feels like there's brows on there. It's not as clicky. There we go. I used to wax my brows, but for some reason my skin has gotten more sensitive, and when I wax them, my skin freaks out. It gets very painful, so I am pretty much stuck with just tweezing, and that's okay. It does a decent enough job. It's just that if I don't have optimal lighting, I miss a lot of strays, and waxing you really don't miss very much. So alrighty. My last few items are lip related. This is the only type of lipstick I really use. This is the Kat Von D's liquid lipstick in the shade Lolita. It has the same type of applicator as the traditional lip gloss, and this stuff lasts so long. It does stain, so be really careful where you put it. If you get it too far off of your lips and you leave it too long, it will stain, so be really careful. And just, you can scrape the applicator off and remove so much product, because for some reason a lot gets on there, and if you have too much on there, then it just bunches and it does spread where you don't want it. So I highly recommend this. I don't even know brand exists anymore, but it was great when it did. I just have a couple lip glosses to show you now. So even though I said that the liquid lipstick stains, it can kind of transfer into your lip gloss tubes if you have not let it dry. So as you'll see, I have this Buxom lip gloss, and it's the Plumping Lip Cream in the shade White Russian. This shade used to be very light, and now it's a subtle pink because I stained it with my liquid lipstick, but it's okay. And I've had this for many years too. I would say 5 years, just about. And I think because of its age, the tingling, burning, lip plumping mechanism has slowly diminished, but that's what I have on now. It kind of feels a little bit, just kind of like a cool feeling, almost minty, but it's a lot more pleasant because putting on lip gloss that burns too much is awful. And the last lip gloss I have is another Morphe, and this is the shade Pixie. I don't know what category of lip gloss this is, but its applicator looks a little different. This one is just kind of like a straight one. There's no tapering, there's no angle. So I don't even think I showed you the Buxom applicator. We can do a side-by-side comparison. Maybe I did, I don't know. It's at an angle. It's at an angle, just like that. And the other one, like I showed you, was straight. So now you really can see the difference. I don't know if it makes a difference in application, but it's lip gloss and it does the same thing. Just finding the right shade. Alrighty, well that concludes my makeup bag contents. This is not makeup that I do every day. Sometimes I'll just do the foundation and my mascara with like a chapstick, but this is pretty minimal for a full face, which is what this can do. If I use every single piece of it. I hope you enjoyed